super power stones and mega power stones. Apparently they have just come out today and they're quite interesting. So here's how it works, right? You merge. I pulled out like every level 7 stone I have, except for undead. Like I never really needed that. But yeah, you take out level 7 raw stones, they call it. Or the normal stones are now called raw stones, and you combine them into super stones. Now you merge 2 of them, and it kind of looks like this: the primary plus the secondary, right? You need the primary, you still get the same effect. The secondary, you get half of the effect, and then becomes 1 stone, and then you can put it on your equipment. Now, according to people on Discord, Mega also, well, you can combine 3 stones on Mega, but you have 1 primary. So the primary stone stays the same. Like 250% burn stays as 250% burn. But if you do Mega, the third stone is also 50%. So the second and third stone are both 50%. So you start from level 7, which is the entire thing, to super, which is the primary stone plus half of the primary stone put together in one, and then you have 1 primary, 50% of another, and 50% another level 7. Right? So that's kind of how it works. However, this has come out with the dungeon Fractum. The newest dungeon, Fractum, and you need some Fractum points, whatever they're called, over here. 777. They're just making up stuff now. But yeah, you need some Dark Forest gems, and you need some Fractum gems, right? In order for you to get this. So this is the newest merging thing. Now, which ones should we merge is the question, though. And let's say, because we have a primary option, we have a secondary option. So let's say you have let's say burn, right? You have burn and you have poison. Now, we could combine these two to make it as if it's like if you have no idea what you want, you don't want to worry about which one the level has you doing, because sometimes you have like 99% of resistance on burn, but then it has 80% on poison, and then it switches. So I might change the fire. I might put in fire and poison together in our offensive set, and just put it all together so we don't have to worry about it at all, ever. Now, I could also do this with earth damage, just in case it doesn't work, right? Now, which one should be primary, which would be secondary? I'd probably put primary as fire type, and then like some poison as secondary. It's just nice to have poison around. Okay, and then how about, what if we want poison as our own set, right? What if then we probably put something like tentacle. Tentacle is probably the best, but we could also put something like healing. Like if you don't need that much healing, you just want it as a utility, because after Dark Forest, like healing with Abyssal Dark Forest is kind of rare. It actually doesn't really happen. So maybe healing if you need it for chaos or something like that. Maybe damage, maybe speed. A lot of things could go with this. Maybe even the secondary Blast Nova, because maybe you want to deal some area damage. Like if you have Anubis, right? Sometimes you need to deal some area damage so you don't get killed by these monsters running around. So maybe I'll do that. But yeah, Earth Stones, that's all fine. What if we put the primary as Tentacle? And actually, that's probably what I'm going to do. I'd probably also throw in speed along with it, because, well, the whole point of tentacles and speed, aside from hitting monsters really quickly, is to really destroy the crystals fast when we do speed runs, right? We don't want to spend so much time on it. If you don't have as many tentacles, then we probably just don't have the time. Or you could do damage. Like, you do need 3,000 damage to kill one of the power stones, so maybe you need the damage, all right? Or you could throw in healing. Healing can be put in with everything, like as a secondary. Maybe this for area, and then maybe some earth damage as an extra. But my number one would probably go with speed. Now, then you can have healing, and that could be your main thing. Okay, you need 1 healing stone. Maybe you're still on Dark Forest. Oh wait, no. Actually, if you're combining, you're gonna be on Fractum. So, healing. All right, you'll have healing. Maybe I'll add in a little bit extra tentacles. And tentacles are always nice. Maybe a little bit of poison. Probably not the fire. Maybe some damage, because you need a little bit of damage for the crystals. And then speed is always nice to have, right? And maybe once again area damage, just an extra. Okay, then what about damage. I personally wouldn't do this one, but maybe you need the damage because you're not running any sort of thing on Titan gear that increases your damage. So let's say you do damage, and then I'll probably put in speed. Speed is always nice, but tentacles I like even more because you can get speed from Titan armor alone, but you can't get tentacles from any other source aside from these stones. So tentacles are usually just better. It's a combination of both power and speed, because they hit more often and deals more damage. Okay, then maybe if you don't need a lot, the healing. Poison, I guess if you need it. I wouldn't do the fire. Area damage, maybe. Alright, same thing. And of course, if you need it, would be the undead stone. Okay, then we have the speed stone. My number one choice is probably tentacles. It's always nice to have that in there, but maybe a little bit of healing once again. Probably poison, not fire, same thing. Aqua, maybe a little of area damage there, and then maybe some earth stones, because they do give some, at least in Abyssal Dark Forest, they do have some levels that have earth damage, so just a little bit of extra damage. It's fine, but I probably wouldn't put this as primary. Unless you really need it. I'd probably just combine it with tentacle and probably put tentacles first. Yeah, it just seems better that way. Okay, now if you do need area damage with Aqua, I would probably throw it in with the underground thing, because you're probably going to use this for underground. Yeah, I mean, one level 7 stone is enough for area damage to kill out all the monsters. But if you're using Anubis, then maybe you'll need this. Then that makes sense. In that case, I would probably throw it with tentacles as well, because now you have area damage, and then you have like little traps over here that are attacking, kind of stunning your opponents. Right? Okay. Lastly, last two, if you have level 7, I don't have this, but level 7 undead ground, I'll probably just throw it with the throw this Aqua in as a secondary, because you need it. And underground when you're trying to compete in battlegrounds, or not battlegrounds, when you're trying to compete with those events, or you're just trying to finish levels. I'd probably just throw this or that or this and that. Just switch between the two depending on which one you need the most. And last but not least, we have earth damage. Probably just tentacle, but maybe speed, maybe just damage because you need it for the 3000 damage crystal. Right. So that is a quick run of which ones I think we should put for an offensive version. Now, how about the defensive versions? Stunning is actually not too bad. For defense, stunning is actually kind of helpful sometimes, because especially when I'm trying to run superhero, like when I'm first trying to kill some monsters in Dark Abyss, it takes a while to kill them, and I'd rather not move. I'll just like stun them for a while, just sit there so I don't have to move around, get hit, die, and all that stuff. So defensive wise, stunning is actually not too bad. All right, starting with this. Okay, I started off with this one, but let's go all the way around. Right, so this is dodge. Dodge is nice. If you're doing that, probably also throw it with a damage reduction. It's just survivability, or you can do it with life. Any combination of that works. Life as well, throw it in with the dodge, or damage reduction. It depends on which level you're running. You probably do a balanced approach for all of them. All right. I guess you could put a glass. All right. With life, it's the same thing. Probably just put in some defensive stones. I probably wouldn't put the experience stones as a secondary. I probably put that always as first, and then maybe like a life stone or a defensive stone with it. Same thing with defensive stone, with the rest just combined with dodge and life and all that stuff. Now, I already mentioned this stone. I would probably, like, just because you do chaos sometimes, I would probably like throw in, a level 7 deep freeze, just to like slow down an Abyss boss. But other than that, I don't see that much use for it, for defense at least. Let's go for which one? I already did stun, so this one is running speed. Running speed as primary is good with and pretty much anything. Is just running speed is the best. Yeah, you could do a little defense, a little extra deep freeze, maybe like have 2 stones with deep freeze or something. But yeah, this is good with pretty much anything that you want. I guess what we need to talk about is the defense, the secondary. That's the one that usually changes, because the primaries don't seem to really need to change. That's the main function. You just want to add a little bit of everything else. Okay, let's say if you do actually do this, then maybe I would put earth stones, because if you're doing this as defense, let's see, poison resist. Sorry, only for underground would I put this here, but I would probably put this as a. You know what? This is only for underground. Yeah, let's do deep freeze, and let's say you have 25. You have this as your primary, and it's you're going against. Yeah, number one guy that I can think of is probably just the Abyss boss. All right, Abyssal boss. So maybe either damage reduction or probably just life. That's probably the number one thing to pull with it, because the Abyss boss, the more he hits you, the more damage he does. But if you can heal, then you can, the more life you have, the longer it takes, and then you use this Azir Deep Freeze to slow his attacks down so that he doesn't scale as quickly. That's probably like the number one reason I would probably see this as a defensive stone. Okay, and then we have zombie damage, which you can just throw with anything. Honestly, just anything. Yeah, probably zombie and also earth, right? Just to protect from zombie damage and then protect from the poison damage. Same thing with the earth. I'll probably put zombie damage just to protect from it. Yeah, as a defensive thing. Poison resistance. I guess there's poison in Abyssal, but actually, that's just damage, not really poison. So, yeah, the only thing I would think about is underground for now. I haven't done Fractum yet, so I don't know, but if you do have poison, then I guess you'll use a combination of these stones, or a combination of the earth stones defense, and then maybe like damage reduction, so that the poison damage is less over time. Because poison damage depends on how much the last hit that was placed on you. So if you got hit really hard and you have poison, at the very least, you have some defense against the poison, and then maybe your damage reduction to lower the amount of damage being done to you by a huge hit. Okay, that is my take on merging stones. If you guys have any ideas, go ahead and let me know. Just remember, raw is level 7, super combines 2 level 7s, mega combines 3. If you guys like this video, make sure to subscribe, like this video on YouTube, and then also use the creator code Coffin, COFFIN, in shop over here. All right. Thanks you guys for watching. I'll see you guys in the next one. Let me know what you think or what I should do next.